Good evening. Welcome to Estrategias Militares. We are live right now. Earthquake in NATO, earthquake in Spain, because Donald J. Trump is willing to reduce his troops in Germany and even leave Spain and abandon strategic military bases in Europe. But pay attention. There is a candidate willing to welcome Donald Trump. Family, hit like, leave comments. Let's get started. Good evening, family. Welcome to Estrategias Militares, and thank you for joining us. This is going to be a show that will surely end up censored. And I've just started and haven't said anything yet, but surely it will probably end up censored. Because what we're going to find, what we're going to experience, and what we're going to see here, it's causing a lot of commotion in Spain right now. But now, even in the White House, it's a biblical earthquake. Donald J. Trump, he says that in the coming days or weeks, the contingent of American troops in the NATO area, specifically in Germany, could be reduced. And a journalist in the Oval Office asks Donald J. Trump, "Are you going to pull out of Spain?" And Trump has responded. Welcome to Estrategias Militares. We're live now. Thanks for joining us. It's amazing. I want to see super chats with comments tonight, because what you're going to see, well, we're going to have Vito Quiles on video. What has happened with Sanchez's wife, who is about to stand trial in court for corruption. Pedro Sánchez has started recommending music on Twitter instead of addressing Spain's problems. Spain that is legalizing illegal immigrants who have entered the country illegally, who reside illegally in the country, which means they are committing a crime. That's not up for debate, and it's not racism, it's reality. There is a parallel trial in Spain right now. The mask case during that period from 2019 to 2021, when we were locked in our homes, stay at home, stay away from people, don't talk, don't breathe, practically. There were some companies in Spain connected to government members that became multimillionaires. All of that is being tried right now in Spain. There are trials. And there are some interesting things. We're talking about Koldo, Aldama, and Ábalos. Ábalos, who was the second in command of the government, the right-hand man of Pedro Sánchez, and the man was dedicated to hiring ladies of questionable morals, not only to party with him in hotels or to accompany him on trips. He also placed them in jobs in companies related to the government, public service. He even gave them a property or two so they could live at the expense of Spanish taxpayers. Se ponía suspicions of corruption, 500 euro bills. Como hace several things. How does he do it? And they're amazing. Ultimately, the country's image is in tatters. Pieces. It's a disgrace. We are a disgrace. We've been expelled from the G20. They won't invite us anymore. Donald Trump has cancelled Spain's invitation to the G20. And to top it all off, let's see, or not, I think it will happen. Delcy Rodríguez's invitation in a few days to meet with all the presidents. Año. From South America, Hispanic America, Latin America, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. They're going to take Delcy Rodríguez to Spain. Year. I won't say more. We're going to see all of that here in this great show we're starting today, which is going to be censored. That's why your likes, your comments are super important. And obviously, it's super, super, super important that you're also supporting us on our PayPal me/Estrategia Militares and super chats too. Because thanks to that, we can create content, have equipment, dedicate so many hours a day to research, to bringing information, to reporting the news. Clear, with nothing added. It is what it is, and that's that. This happened to poor Vito Quiles the other day. Footage from EDATV, Javier Negre's media outlet. Vito Quiles is a journalist hired by EDATV. In recent months, he has been asking uncomfortable questions to some politicians in Spain, and there's a campaign against the guy. This happened with the wife of Prime Minister Sánchez. Let me give you some context. The lady leaves Moncloa to have a coffee with her friends, and Vito Quiles shows up to ask her questions. From there, the incident you're about to see led to physical assaults, complaints, statements, and a campaign against Vito Quiles on public television. See for yourselves. Vito Quiles, EDATV.
Gomez, how are you? Do you regret having used your position as the president's wife to do shady deals? Do you regret it? Hey, don't take my phone. Mrs. Gomez, do you regret having used your position as the president's wife to do shady deals? Appointing an advisor with a public salary, Mrs. Gomez. Do you use an advisor that all Spaniards pay for your personal business? Do you regret having used your position as the wife of the president, Mrs. Gomez, to do business?
Take that crap away.
Stop! Stop! Don't hit me! Don't hit me!
Take that crap away. Stop, man.
Hey, officer! Stop!
Hey, you two stop. You two stop. You're stupid. Stop.
Stop!
But will you stop?
Stop!
Stop.
What are you doing? It's okay, but don't touch me.
Doña Gomez is leaving.
Doña Gomez is leaving. Mrs. Gomez.
How incredible. España. Begoña, the wife of the Prime Minister of Spain. Spain. Being defended by two members of the Socialist Party, two women, who attacked this guy and even tried to put him in a chokehold. They grabbed him by the jacket and also pulled his hair from the back. They tried to take away one of his belongings, which is his mobile phone, the tool he uses for work. All because the kid asked him if he regrets having used the Spaniards' money for his private businesses. It's an example. It's one of the examples. Vito puts it in green. But what isn't an example is this.
You had it in your phone contacts. Well, how many mobile phones did you have when you worked at the ministry? 2. I had 2.
Was the Prime Minister's phone number in your contacts on either of those 2 phones?
No.
Mr. Aldama has stated here that you would pick up the phone in front of him and call Pedro Sánchez, and you would talk and discuss business with him. Is that true?
In what sense? Please, I'm not going to. It's just... No, that's not true.
Su agenda.
This is Córdoba. For those who don't know him, he's Ábalos's right-hand man, who was a minister, the one who was given the envelopes of money to distribute among the whole network. The distributor. Well, this is Aldama, the one you're going to see now. Aldama is the one singing like a canary. Aldama is the one who's exposing the corruption in Spain and how far the whole thing with Pedro Sánchez went. Please, look at Córdoba and Ábalos's faces when Aldama says what he's about to say now.
And what the president says to me is, thank you very much for everything. I know perfectly well what's happening, what you're doing, and I just wanted to thank you. I take a picture with him.
Look at Koldo and Ábalos's faces. They're saying, oh my God, the mess he just made. I don't understand what a mess the lady has just made. Pero Ábalos laughs and says, oh my God, but...
The moment.
Trips to the Dominican Republic, trips to Venezuela, trips to many places, I don't know what you all are thinking right now. This guy is trapped. He's really trapped, but he's going to want to stay in power forever. That's clear. Adios. Stay in power forever. Goodbye. Donald Trump is watching this. Obviously, he gets an intelligence report through all the advisors he has, and now with Marco Rubio, who knows the language, the guys don't want a partner like that. They don't want someone like that around. Right now, unfortunately, because of this president, Spain has become an outcast. He's not going to the G20 anymore. He'd been going since 2008, I think. We're not going to be there anymore. What does Vito say about this? And now let's go to Donald Trump.
Pedro Sanchez's wife has reported me for assault. What assault is this?
Para, hombre. Oye, policía.
She has reported me. When I'm the victim, I'm the one who gets hit, and I'm the person who yesterday they tried to put in a chokehold just for trying to ask Begoña Gómez why she used the tax money of all Spaniards for her own private businesses. It's crazy how they try to make you believe what your own eyes haven't seen, and they want you to believe what they say, even though it can be disproved because it's recorded. If they lie about things you see yourself, imagine what they'll do with things we can't see, can't prove, or that happened 80 years ago.
I think that's the phrase, Vito. Imagine what can be seen or what they suppress when they want to suppress it. Thank you. We already know how things are in Spain. Now don't.
Pulling out some troops out of Germany, Italia. Would you consider this same for Spain and Italy?
Yeah. Are you going to withdraw troops from Germany? Would you consider the same for Spain?
Look, why shouldn't I?
Why not? Why shouldn't I do it? Why shouldn't I stop and help us? Notice the seriousness of what Donald J. Trump is saying, and now you'll see on the map what I'm referring to. And this has an economic impact. There are thousands of families who live in Spain thanks to the presence of Americans on military bases. And there are hundreds of businesses.
Hasn't helped us. Been of any help?
Italia no nos ha ayudado.
Horrible. Spain.
Spain has been horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Horrible.
You know, it's NATO.
And yes, it's NATO.
Dijeron bien. Not even the fact that it's something they said right.
He says it's not just that. It's that they haven't even said it nicely, that they didn't want to help. When Donald Trump asks, hey, do I need help to open the Strait of Hormuz? Pedro Sánchez comes out and starts saying no to war and sanctions on Israel. A él. While Israel was being bombed with cluster munitions, Sánchez wanted to sanction Israel. Him.
Or they said, oh,
Says.
They didn't do it nicely. They could have said, okay.
we'll help, but the help is a little slow.
We're going to help you, but very slowly. El nivel. But the level of help that we've given to Ukraine.
You know, they made a mess out of Ukraine, a total mess.
They've made a real mess with Ukraine.
And we helped them with Ukraine.
We've helped them with Ukraine.
Ukraine has nothing to do, you know,
Ukraine has nothing to do with us. There's an ocean between us.
It has to do with them. It's like for them.
We have nothing to do with them. There's nothing to do with them.
Biden, Ukraine is their front line. We helped them and gave them $300 million.
And Biden gave them $360 billion.
It was insane. It's one of the reasons the war.
That's why the war continues.
But
Or loss.
when
We needed them. They weren't there.
we have to remember that.
We have to remember that.
Un gran, and so if we have a big...
So we have to have a big one. Because we don't need any help with Iran. But Spain is going to have to pay, I think. That's just my opinion. Spain is going to have to pay the price. And pay dearly. What is the situation right now, as of today? Well, let's open the map and people will start to understand the drama that's coming their way soon. When this thing with Iran is over, the time will come to settle scores and collect debts. When the party is over, the time has come. What could Spain lose if the United States of America leaves? Geopolitics and geostrategy are key here. The Iberian Peninsula, Spain in particular, has a privileged location. The gateway to the Mediterranean Sea. What we see here. Perhaps during the World War, it was the most important place at that time. The U-boats, Germans, they entered the Mediterranean Sea to sink ships. Freighters, warships. Germany even launched military operations in North Africa from the Mediterranean Sea. But to do that, they had to control the Strait of Gibraltar. There was always fighting. It's one of the largest underwater military cemeteries in the world. Not only during World War II, but also World War I. Even earlier, there were invasions from North Africa. What we see here is one of the places where the most blood has been shed in history and where the most battles have taken place. That's why it's strategic. That's why Gibraltar exists. The British colony, with this port where they do business largely outside the bounds of the international community. The Rock, which is militarized on all sides. We see World War II remnants, gun batteries and cannons. Nowadays, it's something extremely important for the Americans, United States of America. The Rota base, a joint naval base of Spain and the United States, where the Spanish Navy is. But the Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers are also there, with the missile shield and the Aegis system. Those systems are the ones that would provide protection to the United States of America and Europe in the event of a ballistic missile attack launched by enemies like Iran or Russia. This base that we see here, which also has an airfield, is vital for the deployment of the United States of America in North Africa and the Mediterranean. There are usually visits and a permanent presence of American troops here. The local economy, hospitality, restaurants, hotels, shops, businesses, largely depends on the presence of the Americans at this base. But it's not just that. On the other shore is the city of Cadiz, which is definitely worth a visit. A very beautiful place. It's only connected to the mainland by what we see here. Otherwise, it'd be an island. Cadiz is home to one of Spain's largest military shipyards. Navantia. The United States could cancel future contracts with Navantia. Or not incorporate military technology in the ships that are built in Spain. Another economic impact that would be the final blow. For a company that is already quite affected. Drowned in debt. It would be another big blow and another huge problem for the Spanish economy. But it's not the only place. There's another military base that could also be closed. A little further north. We're going to come across another place. A military base. It's very famous. The Morón base. This one here. This base too, where there are even American families living. It could close. The maintenance of the base would be fully transferred and 100% in Spain's hands. Spain would have to take responsibility of all the expenses involved in having a military facility of this kind and of this level. An extremely important Cold War base is shown here. Locations they moved to and deployed anti-air defense systems in anticipation of an attack during the Cold War. Spain, during the war with Iran, it has forbidden the United States from using its military bases to launch attacks or operations in Iran. Tu aliado estratégico y militar más importante, el que te puede dar garantías de defensa, lo rechazas, lo humillas y encima you feel superior to him. Serious mistake. A mistake that isn't calculated, but it's a mistake made knowingly. It's a mistake made with full awareness. Because Pedro Sánchez knows, and he knows very well, that by creating this controversy, people don't talk about his wife, they don't talk about him, or about corruption.
But what else can Spain lose?
The United States wouldn't live here if it didn't have a plan B. If there was another place to go, the United States wouldn't come up with a plan to lose the most strategic place and leave it, for example, in the hands of China. Pedro Sánchez has been traveling a lot to China lately, and he's very interested in China coming in. What would be Donald J. Trump's alternative to avoid losing a strategic place? Well, for that, we have to look south. Travel to the interior of the sea. And from ashore, we would see what would become the new home of the United States Navy. Morocco offered the United States of America years ago to start using its naval base on the other side of the strait. This one we see here. That was already happening around 2020. he suggested the United States relocate part of its presence from Rota, giving them full access and providing them with everything they needed. Even if that port wasn't enough, they could start using the other port, the mega port they've built, Tanger Med. This mega port is meant to compete with the port of Algeciras. Spain's economic power is the entry point to Europe for thousands of containers every day. And now, due to economic conditions, the one in Morocco could be used instead for all those kinds of operations. España. Realize how serious the situation is and how everything is turning out, because Morocco also has another important issue with Spain. Spain has 2 cities in North Africa. The autonomous city of Ceuta. It reminds me of Malta. You'll ask, why do you say that, Estrategias? You'll see. This fort you see here. It's also living history of Spain and Portugal. Again, the Strait of Gibraltar was strategically important, and the military presence was always in this city. Morocco claims the city of Ceuta as its own. They want it. The only thing standing in the way is that the United States of America has never given its support to Morocco being in control of Ceuta. The city was Spanish before Morocco existed as a country. There's no discussion or debate. But times change. Policies change. And the bill comes due. Mistakes are paid for in geostrategy, in geopolitics. A few years ago, Morocco tested Spain. They assaulted this island, Perejil Island, an island that was used in World War II. It was used by German submarines. There is a cave in Perejil where German ship crews used to take refuge. This island, which is Spanish, although it's right next to Morocco, you can practically get there by swimming, given how shallow it is, almost walking. It was invaded a few years ago by Moroccan soldiers. 2 or 3 or 4. At that moment, one of the biggest military crises between Morocco and Spain of the modern era began. Spain mobilized its entire army and navy and carried out a special forces assault to reassert sovereignty over the rock and capture the invaders. These were later returned to Morocco across the border as illegal immigrants. Morocco at that time also mobilized its tanks and was preparing to fight. But there was something that eased the tension. There was something that made Morocco decide to turn back, and that also made Spain not launch the attack. At that time, Colin Powell was there in the American administration managing the crisis. The United States told Morocco to turn back because the island belonged to Spain. And what if it happened now? Careful, because that's not the only thing. This is the closest one to Spain. 2 or 3 years ago, Morocco invaded Spain. 3 or 4 years ago, Morocco invaded Spain. 2 or 3 years ago, Morocco invaded Spain. 3 or 4 years ago, Morocco invaded Spain. 2 or 3 years ago, Morocco invaded Spain. 3 or 4 years ago, Morocco invaded Spain. 2 or 3 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 years ago, Morocco inv But a few hundred kilometers further east, Melilla. Another strategic point. Same story, same effect. Morocco claims the autonomous city of Melilla as its own. And not just a few times, they have sent waves of immigrants to occupy it. Besides this, there is a rock. Let's go look. Peñón de Vélez de la Gomera, here. This belongs to Spain. It's also an active military base. While this place, it could also stop being part of Spain. All of it if Donald Trump tells Morocco to lend support. Spain doesn't have an army to withstand a military operation from Morocco and take those cities. This place has a very beautiful history. Do you see this image here? It's connected by land to Morocco. In ancient times, it wasn't connected. What you're seeing here is this isthmus. It used to be. There was an earthquake. And because of the earthquake, the water disappeared. The rock became connected to the mainland. This is a Spanish border. That line you see there. It's an incredible thing. People will say, well, you're an alarmist. This isn't going to happen. Worse things have happened. Why do I say Spain can't defend that with its army? We've seen it. Sadly, despite my affection for the Spanish army, I'm Spanish myself, after all. And because of things that connect me to that army. It's a shame. It's unfortunate the Spanish armed forces are in this condition. Right now, Spain would not be in a logistical position to defend itself in the event of an attack or an invasion from a foreign actor, those two cities. Our Navy lacks adequate numbers and readiness. There aren't enough personnel. Morocco has given Spain an order that the most advanced tanks, the latest version of the Leopard, are not stationed in Ceuta, for example, or in Melilla. There are limitations imposed by Morocco on the military presence we can or cannot have there. It's not official, but when more troops are sent or maneuvers are carried out, just a few days ago, a fighter jet was flying over Ceuta. Morocco makes a formal proposal, a formal protest against Spain. When Morocco doesn't like something Spain does, they send a wave of 5,000, 3,000, or 2,000 immigrants at the same time to jump the fence, and then you have a problem. Morocco, with the army it has and the way it's arming itself, especially in terms of air defense, Israel is one of its suppliers right now, and you know how Israeli air defense weapons work. They don't fail, or they don't usually fail much. The equipment that Morocco is receiving from the US, the purchases it's making, it's probably going to be buying the F-35 within a few years, or if not, negotiations are already underway. All its infantry on the ground, the number of its army, the size, the mass, is greater than what those cities could withstand in an attack. Spain is not prepared for that. The only thing stopping it, whether we like it or not, is that the US has always supported Spain's sovereignty over those places, including the Canary Islands. which I don't even want to get into, because that would be an odyssey. That's my opinion. First, they will gradually leave Rota and move to the base we've seen, right across from it, which is actually even better for them. It's much better for the US. From here, they can raid tankers from the Ghost Fleet and do countless things without relying on Rota or departing from there. It suits them very well. It's a place a little closer to the strait. They have more control. They can deploy larger systems in this area. Also, with the facilities they are given, it would allow Morocco. They can expand this beach and this port. They can make it much bigger. They have space to bring in destroyers if they want. Normally, for deployment, they would have to do that, or they would have to build an air base. Let's see if it would be possible. Anything is possible with time and machine. They could do it. There. Even more so, there are already military bases historically used by the United States in Morocco. It's a likely option, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you all think about our current situation? Because I think it's serious. Let's check your super chat and comments. We must handle this carefully, but I think Donald Trump will do something. Reduce the troops, make a feint of leaving. We can see these things. Let's look at those comments. Yana, thank you very much. Pepa, Mariana, Maria, Armando. Lozanidas, like Vito and you, deserve to be sculpted in marble now. Great Vito, great strategies. And today, Donald J. Trump. If you want peace, prepare for war. Sol Caldero, thank you. Greeting from Florida. Great show. Armando, thanks. Benny Martin from Madrid, thank you for bringing light to the world. Hogar, have some chocolate. Have some chocolate. Bye. I don't see why not. Donald Trump can be interested to move from there. If it's true that dredging has now been carried out, I mean, the Rota base is being dredged to make it deeper so that this ship with a greater draft can enter. Why would Donald J. Trump invest that in Spain? Mira. See it there. Let's get the map ready. You're going to see it. The naval base is here. Normally, there are usually about 3, at least 2 destroyers from the United States Navy. They could be around there. The rest of the ships you see around here are from Spain. They are Spanish ships, with its frigates and so on. This is the American zone. Here we can see the early Burdes. Some of them, notice how they have to be positioned with the tugboats. So they can be brought in here. The area is too small for Spain. Sorry, but this port is already too small for the United States. For the number of naval assets it currently has. And then look at the maritime traffic area here, which isn't that big. Maritime traffic is here. The key control element is in this area. If the United States moves to this base, start moving here, troops, which can even make it much bigger. It can cover this whole area you see here. A military base, this whole area you see. It can be turned into a mega military port. for the United States of America. And that's total control. The Moron Air Base, they'll probably keep it. Or they'll keep sharing it. The subject, Spain will likely tell him to leave. If they go to Morocco, which would be even worse. And things would get worse and worse. But the situation, thank you. It's complicated. For Spain, it's very, very complicated. Trump's words, I think they don't leave no room for that. By the way, we have breaking news. We have breaking news. It's not the topic, but yes. How many people do we have? 14,000 people right now. Family, we need more likes. We have a really good video. We have video of Cole Allen shooting at the Secret Service officer in high quality. They've released the full video. We have it ready. We want to see it. We're missing likes. Oh my goodness. This is getting really interesting. This is all easy for Spain to fix if they elect another president, a right-wing government. Do you know what happens, Joman? Here's the problem with this issue. They're granting immigrants legal status, so they'll vote for the PSOE. Strategic measurements. I want Trump to leave NATO. They're useless and they're traitors. The US doesn't need their help. The truth is that I don't think so. I'd add to that. The organization no longer functions. We have the video ready. We're missing likes. We're still missing likes, family. Awesome video. I haven't seen it, but I think it's really good. Let's see. If you're watching the replay, please leave a like, hit the bell, subscribe to the channel. 21. Already 520,000. Let's go for 521,000. Washington Hilton Hotel. On a Fitness. The gym. There it is. There it is. He's going inside. He's watching and observing. He's wearing shoes. He's not wearing sneakers. There's a girl. The girl looks at him. He keeps moving forward. He says hello. He has a brief conversation. He approaches her. What's going to happen there? He rubs his hands and smiles. April 24th, 2026, 9 p.m. He looks at the machines. Day 24. The event happens on the 25th. On the 24th, he was already at the hotel. He leaves. He's there at the end. He keeps looking. Cole was looking and scouting the building, searching for alternative entrances, emergency exits. He decides to leave. This is impressive. This is impressive. The guy was walking all around the hotel looking at the doors. Notice how he's looking at the door on the left, and that's probably the door he enters through. To the hall where the White House Correspondents' event was going to be held the next day. There he is. Next frame. Cole is walking. He's downstairs in the hotel. He keeps watching. See, this keeps getting spicy, like this. We're missing lots of likes, but still watching the whole video. We're watching the terrorist who tried to take out Donald Trump and the political and military leadership of the United States of America. We're live right now. Exclusive footage right now here on Estrategias Militares. I think we're once again the first channel showing this right now. Always leading the way. He's walking over there. There's Cole, walking and scanning every inch. Three minutes later. What's going to happen in 3 minutes? What do you guys think could happen? Oh my goodness. There's a man who's checking that the doors are closed. And Cole appears again. A member of the security team. Cole notices. He wants to see what's there. And now Cole does go through the other door. The inner one. Maybe the one in the living room. Let's go see it. Everyone, pay attention to the image. There it is. He's going in. Cole is inside. April 25th, 2026 at about 8:23. Cole is coming back. Or not. What happened there? He's wearing a jacket. Sneakers. Long coat. And he's carrying some. Let's go see. Cole possibly hid weapons in there.
You can see that with this hand he's holding something. Right hand. You can see the silhouette of a rifle inside. This is the moment. Now we're really going to see it clearly. What really happened here? They're dismantling the metal detector arch. That's where Cole appears. A dog is following him. They're asking him. Oh my, we didn't know this. We have to zoom in. Let's zoom in. Music off. We're zooming in because something's happening over there. There's a dog.
Well. I don't know about this. I want to see comments in the chat right now.
Cole crosses. This officer already has her attention on Cole. And the dog goes after him. The dog smells something. The man asks him. They are having a conversation. The man with the dog leaves. Cole runs out with the shotgun. Cole with the shotgun in hand. Moments of tension. No one has seen him yet. The lady sees him. This officer sees him from the front. God! Mother of God! Speed reduced to 35%. Cole is at the end, talking to the dog handler. The agent turns around. And Cole runs out with the shotgun. He shoots at the agent. Oh! I just want you to look at the face. How will these people react when Cole walks by? Shotgun in hand. I'm freaking out right now. We're live. Family here on Estrategias Militares. This is absolutely crazy to see. It's absolutely crazy. The dog probably smelled the ammunition. That's why it caught their attention. But look at the people's faces. Let's put the cursor there. These people here, look at their faces. Now we understand why one of them was on their knees, why they were taking down the metal detector arch. Adentro, because all the guests were already inside. Look at his face. Look at the astonished expression on his face as he says, God! People are amazed. Very good reaction as well. There's a detail there. Cole shoots. He shoots at him with a shotgun. I think it's a slug. I mean, it has a big bullet. So people understand, to put it bluntly. It's not birdshot. Because if he had hit him there with birdshot, he would have torn the kid up. Just look at that. I don't know if he actually hit him or not. I think he did. Gracias. But the ammunition he uses is likely just ammunition, a big bullet. Thank you. It probably hits him in a part of the chest where he's wearing the bulletproof vest. That's why he survives. Look at the shots that are fired there. It's unbelievable. Do you remember I told you that this officer down here had his hands inside his vest? Do you remember I told you that? And you couldn't see it, right? And I said, from the way he's moving, he has his hands inside his vest. Hands inside the vest. The vests are heavy. They have plates. Wow, these people are great. The reaction of this officer, he sees it coming straight at him, and look how quickly he draws his weapon. Boom. Even more. A shot must have gone back there. And then there are shots that must have gone towards this area. Okay. We already know where the shot is. We already know where the shot's going. Awesome. We're live. I hope you can see it clearly. Don't worry, you'll see it. The first shot at Cole, you'll see it. Please pay attention to this wall. To this area. There it is. Do you see it? Right there. In fact, there could even be two. No, it's just one. There it is. There's a gunshot there. It goes from bottom to top. That means the officer aimed to kill. For people who have vision problems, we'll put it here. You can see it there. There's the shot. Very quick call. Very, very quick. What's more, the other shot, it goes to the lamp above. The first shot goes there, and the second one goes up here. Everyone focus up here on what you'll see. Hey, those three over there are terrible. Those over there are there to search people. I don't think they're even armed. Those guys aren't armed. Those guys aren't armed. Up here on the railing. That's why you see all that dust. That's from the impact on the wall up here. You're going to see it now. This is incredible. It hits there. It hits there and spreads out throughout this whole area. Very, very, very complicated shot. At such a high speed, they didn't hit him. They didn't hit him. The only thing you can criticize about people who do it right is having their hands there. The reaction is intuitive and very good. You can see very good training. Something was thrown, a knife. A knife gets thrown. There's a knife, huh? A knife comes flying out. You're going to see it. You'll see it go across the floor. The knife goes overhead. 2 knives. 2 knives or a magazine. How outrageous. Oh, there it is. Full sequence. There was a dog. And now the dog noticed. But this guy thought he was a hitman. But I think this guy's watched too many movies and thinks he can just go in there and pull this off. It's amazing what we're seeing right now here live on Estrategias Militares. I mean, the guy checks in a day before, goes down to the gym, takes a little walk around, laughing and joking. He looks over here, looks over there. He hides things where he knows he should. I mean, he goes up. Better if he goes in wearing regular clothes with the weapons concealed or with something concealed. And then the next day, the gym is closed for security reasons. Notice that there is no staff in the gym. There's no one there anymore. There's probably no one to supervise. He comes out of there armed. He was probably going down there for several hours, hiding weapons inside. He prepared everything in case there were searches at the elevators. He's smart. He's not some nobody. The guy is smart. What happened is that the execution was bad because there was a lot of security. He's disturbed, so you have to understand him too. There are disturbed people who are smart.
Full chat. Thank you. Super chat.
Thank you very much, Maria. Support Trump 100%. Love my president. Thank you, Estrategias. Mariana, thank you very much for that super chat.
Greetings from Bucaramanga, Colombia. Signatures for the homeland. Greetings. Greetings, Freddy. A hug.
Julia, thanks a lot for the euro. I appreciate it, my friend. Every bit helps.
Thanks also to Thimit Raki. Every bit helps. John Manish, the dog is always the misunderstood hero. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 100%, because that dog is ready for... Yes, you can see the flashes. You can see it. Dog detects gunpowder or if someone is armed. It can smell that. The dog was trained for explosives, not drugs, and was there for that purpose. Those by the wall seem like paramedics with latex gloves, but they're there to search. They handled the searches. Some claimed no one was searching, but there were people to frisk you and check for weapons. Maybe the metal detector alarm was giving an important warning. Upi, thank you so much. $50, awesome. Only the dog was paying attention. The officer should have warned everyone before releasing the dog to alert them. I think the officer doesn't realize. Let's see. He comes in from the left hallway. You're going to see him over here. Let's see. He crosses. And the dog goes after him. The dog is being a dog. That dog is awesome. Donald, we want to see you in the Oval Office. And the lady notices, this lady did very well. This lady, who is from the registration team, is not armed. She doesn't carry a weapon, but she notices. Oh, that guy doesn't seem right to me. There's a conversation. Mom, where are you going? Are you staying here? On which floor are you staying? What are you doing around here? Are you lost? No, I was heading to my room. Thanks, good night. She runs out. Thank you. Typical conversation, questions, open-ended questions to probe a bit and see why the dog marked him, right? The dog is sniffing him persistently. The dog's handler calls the dog back so it moves away from him for safety because we don't know what he might have. That's where the conversation happens. The dog returns for him and stays with him. He moves away, turns around, and that's when Cole says, they've caught me. I have no other choice. Boom. Because surely what Cole was going to do was shoot at all these agents. Notice that there were two on the ground, completely out of position. Of all the possibilities, the only one who had a chance was this one facing him, who draws his gun, shoots, misses 2 shots, misses the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. These ones don't shoot. They don't shoot because they don't even know what's happening. Gracias. They see a guy running. Thank you. They see shots being fired, but don't know what's going on. See, the dog deserves a medal. Dogs, in this matter, are amazing. Yes. I've had the chance to see them in action. They're amazing. I mean it. The dog alerts you, points out the spot, points out everything. If it's a good dog, if it's well trained, it's amazing. Thank you, Victoria, for your dedication and for covering global events daily. Blessings to everyone on this channel. Happy Labor Day. Well, yes, happy Labor Day. But here we are still going. We're still here. Family, I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to head over to another one that we're about to start. There are explosions in northern Iraq, in Kurdistan. Iran is attacking. Iran is attacking Kurdistan right now. Go here. And Iran's air defenses are active. There are gunshots in Tehran. We're going to see it now in the next program. I'll do it right. If you can't find it, Please refresh. It's already prepared. We're all going over there to see what's happening in Tehran. We're not stopping today. No stopping today. Workers' Day. Doesn't matter. Everybody get to work. Greetings to Estrategias Militares.